If you want it. Hey guys, just testing out this video system to see if it streams properly, so don't get excited, nothing's happening. This is a new game that basically allows you to build spaceships and bases, buggies, anything really. It uses a block building system, but the blocks aren't square, if that makes sense. They have all different shaped blocks, rounded, triangular, different size blocks, so you can build small constructions like the ship you can see on the screen right now. That would be a small ship, and you can also build large, giant sort of Star Destroyer style ships with many things in them. Now there's a programming system also in it, which is something that I wanted to have a look at today, but I thought I would just start off testing this streaming system and seeing if my voice is coming through properly, so I'm sure we'll figure that out. Also seems to be sort of a 10-second delay on the old stream there, because my other screen is going completely white. I can see the stream is still showing the loading screen, so it's going to be interesting. Nothing is coming up on my screen either, which doesn't make me think that this is working properly. Oh, it's come back. It's okay. Okay. Looks like I'm about to load into this game, and we should see you guys come across shortly. Okay, so let's turn that down. Don't need all this stuff. Okay, don't need that. How's that? You want to still get hear that a little bit? Alright, so this is just a basic base that I've built on the helmet on at the moment. It's sort of like that. You're basically an astronaut. Obviously I've got my helmet off there, I can put that back on, and you can see, ooh, look at that. Yeah, I'm not going to be demonstrating much, but I thought I would show you around. If anybody happened to click on, they'd see what was going on. So this is basically one of the first things you need to do if you know the game very well. It is a health station, as you can see on the left hand side of my screen there. It's actually showing that I've got 85% health, so all I need to do is access this terminal, hold down the key to do that, which in this case is F, and my health has gone back up there on the left. You can also just turn the HUD off like this and change between third person mode, which a lot of intuitive controls. This is like a test base. I was trying a bunch of stuff out just to see how it worked, because I haven't had this game for very long, only a couple of days. So I've been building an oxygen supply for this base and sort of creating a airlock. This is in here, you'll see on my screen here on the bottom right, the oxygen in here is high. So that tells me that in this room I have oxygen. That's coming through these vents here. I've also put all these storage boxes in here. Can't remember why I put all these storage boxes in here. I think it was so I could start storing this uranium here for the reactors. But as you can see, they seem to be doing fine. It doesn't look like my oxygen tanks are filling up anymore, so they're obviously just pumping all the oxygen into this room. So you can check. This is the other thing. This thing here. This is what's called a gravity generator. So if we get in there and we turn that off, every block, you see on the left hand side here, there's all your different types of blocks, I guess. You can make groups, selecting multiple ones and typing in a group name over here. But in this case, we just want to access the gravity generator. You know, I did put an original one, that's why this one's called 2. And it was an orbital, like a circular gravity generator, and I ended up sticking to it because it just dragged everybody in. So, yeah, that one. So look, I can turn this off, and now there'll be no gravity. So I can sort of push off and fly around kind of thing. And it looks like my jetpack's on, so I'll turn that off. Now, because I have no propulsion, I can't touch anything, just like in real life. I'm not causing anybody any seasickness with this. Go down here. And we'll just turn this back on, shall we? I'm currently in the creative mode of the game. You'll notice now when I turn my jetpack off, I'll fall to the ground. So this gravity generator creates gravity according to the orientation that is on the ground. So it's set as the ground is there, and you can also set the radiuses. So if you have a look at the control panel in here, you've got your field width, field height, field depth, and also you can change the acceleration, but basically how strong the gravity is. So you can make it weak or strong depending on what you like. And gravity allows you to get back around. Oh, that's you. Just change that. This doesn't need to be called gravity generator 2 anymore. So I'm just basically stuffing around. There's nothing really exciting. There's 2 different modes. There's a sort of survival mode and this creative mode. One thing I think is really cool about this game, you have a look at the ground and the walls. You notice that it's sort of, it's got its texture there, all sort of lines up and everything. Well, the most interesting thing about that is that everything in this game is a block like that. You can see. Even that's a block, and this is a large block. This is a block, and that's kind of what they look like. See this block here? Everything sort of looks like that block right there, until you put another block next to it, and then they sort of mold together to create this sort of texture mesh that overlays over the top of the blocks. If you do damage to it, it only affects that one block, but it sort of makes it better. I'll see if you can do anything with that. Let's see what the hell we're on. Let's go through this very crude airlock here. Unfortunately, I haven't created the exhaust fan for this, so we're just going to waste a bunch of oxygen when we take it out of this. There it goes. See, all the oxygen goes out, and the jetpack's on. Let's turn that up. And the gravity still works out here because we're in range of the gravity generator. So that horrible noise you may be hearing is actually this, what do you call it? Refinery. Let's go and have a look at what it's doing. So I've put some uranium ore in there, and it's making the uranium for me as I fly away off into space. And it's putting that in my large reactor inside automatically for me. Nice of it. So space, there's Mars over there. There's another planet. It looks like my spaceship that I've lost. This is sort of my platform, which I hope one day to turn into a spaceship. And I'll show you again. So you'll see that the texture mapping here has sort of joined it all together. But you can see that I've just built this out of steel blocks. And I built it from all the way down there. So when I was doing it, it actually, thanks for saving that. When I was doing it, actually just held down control and spread it all over here, so I've got those uneven blocks. You manipulate the world using these tools. You've got your grinder, you've got your mining tool to dig out the ground, and you've also got this sort of welder. And in the actual game, when you put a block down, so if I put this block, I put that down there. It won't actually. It won't. What do you call it? It won't be built like it is here. See? It will actually be sort of like a wireframe mesh, and then you need to use the welder to finish it off, and you have to have the parts in your pocket. And you create those parts using all those things, and plus a lot more of this. Have a look at the scope of that here. This, believe it or not, it says all blocks, but it's not showing all the blocks, so I don't know what the deal is there. You've got your refineries, you've got your turrets, you've got all these sort of efficiency modules, which I don't actually know what to do. I know what this projector does. It projects images of previously built objects so that you can copy them or weld them up as it was. These are sort of storage containers. Hanging doors, sliding doors, stairs, bridge setups, windows, sort of cool looking passageways, lights, corner lights, sensors, cameras. Now these are all functional things. They're not just looks. They don't just look like that. They actually function. So a camera you would put on the front of or on the top of the spaceship. For instance, if you have a really large spaceship that you couldn't see out of from the cockpit, you have cameras on the outside. You can use the cameras to view where you're going. You can also use them as docking mechanisms, so that when you come in to dock somewhere, you can't see the actual port that you've docked in. Use a camera to see the dock more precisely. It was interesting. Today I was watching a video of this game, and you can actually create an auto docking feature where it uses an audio, like an autopilot structure, to create a sort of link between you and the port that you want to connect with, and then it has these remote control blocks that you tell what you want them to do. And you can go as far as actually totally reprogram this game using C and whatever you want, but in actual fact, you don't need to do those things to make those, even that level of complexity, happen in this game. They have things called programmable blocks and timer blocks. So a timer block will allow you to do things in a certain time. So it's like Minecraft. You can set up this to happen, and that to happen, and this to happen, and that to happen. And it's basically a simple form of programming. And you can have as many of these. I mean, obviously, the more stuff you have, the more lag you get. But I haven't actually experienced any lag. I've got some substantial stuff. But I'm sure there is a limit. The programmable blocks are a different thing. So these you can actually use and put scripts. So there's one script I was looking at today, which I was really excited about. It's called the tin script. Now I'm going to pronounce the guy's name wrong, so I'm not going to try yet. But I was watching Epictetus. His channel's much better at this game than I am, and he was telling us about this imagery name. So that's something to check out now, and I'll get into that later when I've sort of done it myself, because I don't want to tell you about it now. I've only seen somebody else's video, so you might as well watch his video if you want to know about it now. If you see these cockpits in control stations, these cockpits here are for like small ships, these two. And you can also use these control stations for your actual space stations, or even ground stations. These ones is just so your passengers have somewhere to sit and they don't get blasted through the wall when you're on the light screen or whatever. But if you have a look here, there's actually more options. So that when it says all blocks, it doesn't move all blocks for some reason. So there might be another button I'm not pressing, but I'm not sure. So you can see now there's actually a flight seat, so this is for flying the large ships, as well as that one. The conveyor belt system is awesome now. I'm going to get into this too much now, sorry, the noise. I just wanted to show you that there's a lot going on. So, getting it a bit more simple here, if you see this block here, I can manipulate this by either repairing it with this torch, or I can use this sort of angle. Like the graphics of these angle grinders are actually surprising, because the world sort of like a really blocky, bubbly, sort of far away look. But then you get these sort of tools that have a really good sort of look to them, really crisp. So I really enjoy that. Now this is going to be interesting. If I cut away, I don't actually have to do this. In this mode, I can actually just choose another block. Press this button. That's the right mouse button. Now that is. So there's no force acting upon that at the moment. If I run something into that, I'd have to create a gravity or something to make that move, I'd say. I'm messing up all over the place. So, effectively, if something hit that, I would expect that to go spiraling off in this place. Let's see if that happens. Now, where did I see my spaceship? I did put a beacon on it, so I didn't lose it. So I thought it's somewhere around here. Oh, I ran out of gravity. Okay. So, let's go. So that's going to be at 592 meters. It makes me think that something's hit this space station and it seems to be orbiting the planet. Does that make sense to you? I'm not moving, and my space station is orbiting. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that happens that makes it really cool. So, let me just go and get my spaceship, and we'll come back. Top speed in the game without mods is 100 meters per second. And let me tell you, running into something at that speed kills you. In fact, half that kills you. So this is my spaceship. Now, our space station is slowly flying away from us. That's okay. I don't know where it's going. Hopefully it's just flying off into space. Maybe we'll try and stop that. Now this isn't pretty, but this is like your bare bones small ship that has lots of power. So give you an idea of what we've got going on here. I just wanted to get something to get me off the planet, just to see what I could do. We've got an oxygen generator there. There's a reactor in the back. All these little yellow blocks, they're called conveyors, and they're part of the network of the system. So you can attach motors to them. So these are your atmospheric thrusters. These are gyroscopes for allowing you to tilt the ship, and you obviously, because you're using a thruster system to propel the spaceship, you actually have to have thrusters pointing in all directions. So, due to this game running off Newtonian physics, equal opposite reactions. To turn to the right, these would fire, but to stop turning to the right, you have to fire these ones, and it does all that for you. Like, if you don't have these ones, you'll never stop turning. So you just spin around in a circle. So yeah, you learn these things when you start building, because you try and do certain things and your spaceship shoots off into space or all kinds of stuff. So you have to even have ones pointing up and ones pointing down. And then these atmospheric thrusters, one's pointing backwards and forward, don't work in space because they're atmospheric thrusters. So you need ion drives, like this one, and they all have to point in every direction. And then you can have like your main hydrogen booster, which just pushes you forward, basically. There's nothing romantic about that. It's full grunt. It does not turn, it just goes forward. And it's got this little antenna here, which is the way to remote control the ship if I'm going to do that eventually. And also this beacon I put on it, so I would find it. And luckily enough, I did do that because my spaceship has flown away. No, my space station, I should say. So I'm going to go and catch up with my space station now. You'll notice because I have an oxygen generator on the spaceship that the oxygen in here on the top left there is high, so I can actually take my helmet off. And I don't die, so that's a good thing. So I'm going to take off here and see if we can find this. I mean, that does look like my space station, but I suspected that it's actually an asteroid. We'll find out in a second now. So here we are going full speed, 100 meters per second. The acceleration on this unit is quite good. Now you notice on the right hand side, my heads-up display, the power usage is there, how many thrusters I have, dampeners, gyroscopes, fuel time. I mean, it's pretty insane. Oh, you're on the wrong way anyway. I just boosted, just got a sip and burn. I built my first ship and I actually used this panel on the right here to figure out what I didn't have and why it wasn't working. Now, it doesn't give me everything, but it's definitely a good clue. The good trick is that you can actually set up your own screens. Now, I haven't done that yet, but I've seen other people do it. You can put any information on there you want. I'm literally telling you about stuff that I'm scratching the surface on here. Here we go. Oh, overshot that and turn and burn. There we go. So that hydrogen booster really gets me settled down, which is good. I don't remember building those blocks over there. But must have done that one. So here is our space station. Now I'm going to try and land this in the space station and knock my spaceship onto the deck as it was. So the controls are spacebar to go up relative to your orientation, and C to go downwards, and your W, A, S, and D to rest, but you're rolling on Q and E. So you can control the ship as if it was, a hovercraft with all the boosters on it. If you don't want to have all of those boosters on, you don't have to, of course, and you can have a different configuration. Now, you'll notice that I don't get a really good view here of where I'm trying to land, and the spaceship's still trying to fly away from me as I'm landing, so that makes it tricky. Now I'll just hit the deck. You'll notice here on the right that one of my landing gears is locked, but not all of them. So I'm going to lock that in. Oh, I've unlocked my landing gears, okay. One of them was unlocked, that's how I was going to tell it. So they're all in proximity, and I turn the lock on, and I should be attached to this ship now. Oh, right, my jetpack. Okay, so you'll notice it's still on. Now you can actually turn it off. Press the Y button here. Because I'm using an oxygen generator in this ship, I'll put my helmet on actually, so I can turn that on. I don't need it on because I'm in creative mode, but good practice. So you'll notice here that I've turned it off, and you've got all these red lights come up here on the right hand side. Now those are telling me what's missing in regards to power. So I don't have any power, so it's going to say you can't do anything about it. That's a good way to leave your spaceship is unpowered, so there's no forces acting upon it. Oh, look at this. So the bit that we cut off the ship has actually floated off. Well, I don't know if it's floated off, but we're floating away from it because it now doesn't have any forces acting upon it. Now I'm wondering if that's us landing on the ship has caused those forces. Either way, it's pretty cool that that stuff happens. You'll notice that my hoops here are a little bit off around it because they're green, they're actually locked in, so this should not fly away. I hope. Anyway. One more thing to show you before I shut this down. This is how I am creating the oxygen in my station. Now, I put these extra reactors here just because I wanted to just, have those reactors. But these, there it is. So you'll notice that sun is not facing all of these ones down here. I'm not getting any sun on this side of the station. I'm getting a little bit of sun on the back side of these. So they are producing oxygen. That's what this little green light is. But the ones that are not hitting the sun, because this is a plant photosynthesis thing, don't create oxygen. It's kind of cool, but I didn't realise I was orbiting around the planet. So the sun keeps going away from me. I need to put more of these things up on the top. And then I'm using this conveyor belt system to actually transport the oxygen power to those, the power from the generators down there into my base here. So you can see we're going into those oxygen tanks at the top and the vents that's on the bottom of them. And also over here we've got the conveyor belts connected to this refinery. And then again, and this is not clean, this is just the way I've done it because just to make it go. It also goes into this wall over here. So if we go back inside again, let's turn that jet back on. We can open this door. No, that's right. Okay. This is what I was saying before. Now there's going to be no oxygen here because we've already vented it. And what I should be doing is using that vent system to suck in and out the oxygen here. This is what I will eventually be doing. The good news is my spaceship hasn't flown away, so hopefully that stays there. It didn't fly away like before. There's bullet holes in the wall. I'm going to get hit by an asteroid. But when I open these doors, it's going to get windy. So here we go. Whoa! Okay. So now that I've sucked some of the oxygen out of the room, the vents fill it back up for me. And I've created my airtight chamber with my frozen both fluids. So that's full of oxygen in there now. And really I'm wasting oxygen when I do it that way. But I've got renewable source of oxygen at the moment, so it doesn't really. And this is not for keeps. This is. So yeah, this is Space Engineers. This is my first stream that I give it a go because I've got this new PC with the cool streaming software and everything. It seems to work really well. Let me know what you think. Say goodbye. Just spin this camera around. Oh, look at that welding torch. And a nice moustache. I don't know how I'm keeping that so groomed because I haven't been out of the spacesuit for 3 days. But, maybe we'll get there. So much to do here, but we'll see you next time.